In this video, we're checking out RoboForm Password Manager, one of the original password managers coming out way back in 2000. Now, if we had to point out one thing that made RoboForm stand out from all the other password managers, it would be the one-click logins. So essentially, it's like this. You're on RoboForm's interface, you find the login that you want to go into, you hit login, it brings you to that website, fills the form, advances the page, and next thing you know, you're logged in with just one click. It's pretty cool to see. Definitely a major selling point with RoboForm, but we'll get into those details in a little bit. In this video, we're checking out the setup process, the features, the overall usability, as well as the pricing of RoboForm to help you decide whether or not it's the right password manager for you. All right, let's get into it. So we'll start off with the setup. Getting started with RoboForm is super straightforward. To create an account, all you need is an email. You'll create a master password, and from there, RoboForm drops you right into the web portal. And this is actually where you're going to be adding and storing your information. So your logins, your secure notes, your identities, for example, all that's going to live right here. It works in tandem with the RoboForm browser extension. Specifically, we use the Firefox extension, and that's really where you're getting a ton of functionality and power with RoboForm. The handoff from one to the other, the syncing of information, it's all just really seamless, as you'll see as we'll go along here. Now, actually adding your information to RoboForm is easy. You can create individual logins, or you can batch import from a CSV file from your browser, or even from another password manager. Now, what if you need to change or update a password? Well, RoboForm makes that simple too, because it'll detect the URL that you're on, that you already have a saved password with that URL. And when you do the update, the browser extension will prompt you, hey, I see that you're updating your password. Do you want to update it in RoboForm? You hit yes, and it updates. Now, so far, we've only focused on RoboForm's web portal and their browser extensions, but you might be asking, hey, do they have apps for all my different devices? And the answer is yes, they do. So Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, you're gonna have apps with RoboForm, but we'll say this, we didn't find them to be as intuitive or as functional nearly as the web portal is. The Mac app actually gives you two different views, one of which being a pop-out widget that comes from the menu bar, and it looks and acts basically just like the browser extensions. That widget was fine, nothing wrong with it, performed exactly like you would expect. What was strange was the other part of the app, which was the standalone window that looked kind of like a really basic version of the web portal. The issue is that you couldn't really perform any tasks within it. Most of the actions just ended up kicking you back to the web portal itself. So as a result, we just didn't end up using the Mac app very much. And then there's the Android app, which is a bit unusual. It sort of functions like its own little browser. You can tap a login and then access that site directly in the RoboForm app. Beyond the browser type features that you get on the RoboForm Android app, there are other features that you see more traditionally in the web portal, such as the password generator or the security center, but in reality, we just didn't end up using them all that much. Moving on to features with RoboForm, like we mentioned before, the standout feature has got to be one-click logins. Now, how this works is instead of having to click multiple times to fill fields like email, password, username, and then hit continue or next, RoboForm actually advances you through all of these screens automatically with one click. Honestly, it was kind of surprising at first because you're just so used to those multiple steps, even with a password manager, to have to click to fill, click to submit to end up at that final login. But just so nice with RoboForm, one click brings you all the way to the end. RoboForm also has a really nice password generator, so you can access that in the web portal, you can access that also in the browser extension, and you're able to customize in all sorts of different ways, capitalize letters, symbols, numbers, number of characters, for example. It's a really nice tool. You can even make passphrases. Then there's RoboForm Security Center, which is a super helpful feature. It audits all of your logins and lets you know which ones may be compromised, which ones may be weak, which ones may be reused. You get a security score, and then it helps you to go about changing those logins to get a higher score, to get that perfect 100. And then another nice feature is that you can create shared folders with RoboForm. So if you want to share things like logins, secure notes with other folks, you can do it, but just know that they do need to be RoboForm users. Let's talk RoboForm security. RoboForm uses zero-knowledge infrastructure. Everything is encrypted with your master password, and even the company can't access your data. RoboForm lays out in detail their entire security process in their security white paper, which is available for you to read on their website. We definitely recommend that you check it out so that you feel 100% comfortable. They've also been audited by a third party, and you can read that third-party security report also on the website. And just so you know, additional security elements with RoboForm include two-factor authentication, customizable auto-locking, and account recovery via the mobile applications when you enable biometrics. Let's shift to RoboForm pricing. Now, they have several plans available, including even a free plan that gives you unlimited passwords on a single device, but you don't get web access. So at the end of the day, not too practical with the free plan. The premium plan is going to be the best choice for most users. It gives you all of the features of RoboForm. It's billed annually at about $30 a year or $250 a month. If you need multiple users, then go with the family plan. That costs about $48 a year, or averaging out to about $4 a month, and it gives you access for up to 5 accounts. Now note that those are the full retail prices of RoboForm, but oftentimes they're running sales or promotions. So depending on when you're watching this video, you could get an even better price. Definitely check out the link in the description below, or check out our review over on Security.org to get the best current pricing. Let's wrap it up today with RoboForm's pros and cons. For pros, the one-click login is huge. A single click with RoboForm can advance you through an entire login process. Then there's the stellar web portal and browser extensions, the combination of the two creating a great user experience. And then there's the affordability. We've seen plans for as little as 99 cents a month. For cons, we felt the experience with the dedicated Mac and Android apps were not nearly as good as the web portal. And when it comes to sharing, it was disappointing to see that you could only share with other RoboForm users. Still deciding on a password manager? Be sure to check out our best password manager page over on Security.org.